Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hitting the ground running here again. So I've had an interesting evening thus far with this stupid project rather. I was having some issues yesterday with getting the build working and getting some errors in the logic and how things were being done. And so what I ended up doing was going through every single bit of this project and looking at where things had been broken and rebuilding them. I broke more than I fixed in the first little while, and that hurt a lot. But I needed to get it working. I needed to get it up and running. And so I rebuilt a lot of things, correcting mistakes as I found them, which I did find them. There are still some mistakes that are present. In fact, I've got a pretty major one that I have, as of yet, been able to track down the reason that this is happening. And it's imperative that I do find it, because the project won't work without fixing this little bug. Big bug. My build is broken at the moment. If I go here, let's go do this here. I'm going to hit play, and we're going to play in a standalone game. There is a loading screen, and then my game pops up. My loading screen starts, and I'm in the menu. And so this part works nicely. It does what it's supposed to do. And we can go and enter a name here. And I can jump into the game. And it's doing exactly what I hoped it would. So there we are there. Now I'm in game. And the system still works the way that it's supposed to. Exactly the way that it's supposed to, which is good. And again, I rebuilt this entire system. Oh, that guy's not supposed to be gum. Or he's supposed to be gum, not an alien pod. But anyway, I've gone and rebuilt all of this system, and got it to the point where it's up and running again. All my UI works, all my menu system stuff works. Everything is back to the way it was. What is broken, you might ask? The build is broken, and I can't figure out why. When I actually do a build, and it processes, which is what it's going to do now, all that I get out of the build is a black screen. And so there is some incongruity here between what is happening in the editor and what is happening in the build. And I have not been able to track that down. I've been looking for it. Turn my light on a little bit here. I've been looking for it, and I haven't been able to find it. I don't know what it is that is preventing the game from loading. I've tried just about everything. We looked at antivirus, making sure that this is not a firewall issue, because every time I make a build, my antivirus does prevent the build from launching right away until it can check it. However, that does not seem to be the issue. And I just haven't been able to track it down. The fact that it does work in the editor is a mite bit baffling. I haven't been able to sort that out just yet. I'm going to see what happens here. It is creating a build right now. I don't get any errors. I still do get some. Some warnings. most of which have to do, so here we go here. Again, AVG has popped up to prevent this thing from loading. I'm thinking, yeah, I think AVG just stepped on it. So I did get an error right there. Let me go take a look at that log here in a moment. But this is what I'm getting. It looks like nothing. No loading. It's not doing anything. It's just stopped. Which is an issue. Now it still says running here on the desktop, which would be nice if it was. But that's not what's going on. So let's go see if we can figure out, yeah, launch complete, what's going on here. Error, couldn't find file for package, blueprints game instance requested by async loading code. Name to load, game blueprints BP game instance. Log streaming error, couldn't find 0 dependent packages, and error, unable to load game instance class. Game instance, BP game instance, falling back to generic game instance. So that is the problem. Now I've gone and dumped a lot of what I was doing onto. Let's go and clear the log. I've gone and dumped a lot of what I was doing onto my game instance. So here is my game instance. And I've gone and thrown all of my global variables in here, and this is my smooth load, which is what does the blending. Hey. And so it's kind of a funny thing that really baffles me. This is not something that I've dealt with in the past. And again, I know the game does work just fine because I can play it and I can go in. So there's something about the way that it's being packaged that is completely broken. And so I'm going to double check a bunch of stuff. So settings and project settings and maps and modes. I want to make sure that I'm using my game instance, which I am. BP CSG game instance. And so that is my game instance. It is being used, which is lovely. It should be used. What's up, Christian? Yash? Levi? How you doing? And so it's a little baffling to me. And I can't figure out why it happens. Let's go to the... I'm back in development. Let's go to package setting and see if there's anything here. Use pack. Use to store. That's alright. Generic. No chunks. None of this stuff matters. Build target. I'm going to do a test build. That is where I want you to go. Full rebuild. And so yeah, I can't figure it out. The gameplay's fine. And let's throw another build out. Let's go see what's going on. Let's build for development. Actually, let's build for ship and build Windows. I'm gonna put it in my build folder and let it go. UI only, attempting to focus non-focusable widget SO object. What was that? Non-focusable widget. Most peculiar. Nothing I'm concerned about. MSP presets. Not concerned. MS textures, not concerned. That's all just the ship with Unreal stuff. iMaterial, not concerned. Not concerned, not concerned. This is all my character shader stuff. Not concerned, not concerned. What do we have here? MS presets, nothing of mine. Warning, the config file. Back. Baselightmass.ini will be staged, but is not whitelisted or blacklisted. Oh. Okay, that is something I can fix. Shouldn't be an issue. And then the config file, CVI interface, ini will be staged. So I think I need to whitelist those ini files. But anyway, I should have a build here now, which is right here. And I'll try and get past the no malware in the thing I made. Duh. And we boot this. Yeah, and you're going to scan it again anyway. And I keep thinking that this is the error, because AVG is preventing this from doing anything. I just restarted, you bastard. And so I'm wondering how much of this has to do with the with AVG. If it's somehow pooching the load. Cumulative update frameworks. Yeah, I don't care about you. Let's go and temporarily turn off the AVG. And where is my power button? Somewhere. There was the option to turn this shit off. Yeah, really cluttered. Microdex, privacy. Yeah, it should be this one. Oh, here we go. File shield. Let's stop for an hour. Yes, I'm aware. An hour. Also aware. Ransomware will keep on. Network inspector will keep on. Okay, so I have two of these things turned off. Hey, Bobby. I'll see if this helps in any way. See, there's something wrong with the build because of this flat black that is occurring. It's not loading anything, and I don't get a cursor or anything, and so there is a serious problem with the build because of that. And so I'm not sure what it is that is doing that. And again, it's really confusing because it works in the editor and it works just fine. Maybe what I'll do is pump out a build for something else. Yes, the HTML5 is gone now. Well, let's do a build all. Yeah, I've actually been talking to some programmer friends this evening already. Cast shadows, but has no physic asset assigned. The shadow will be low res and inefficient. Well, that's something I can check fairly easily. So that's in my characters. Nope. Meshes. Sculpted, posed. Here she is here. So we're going to go and create from this a physics asset. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We can't see any shadowing on her anyway, but if this prevents any whining, I'm happy. So there. Save all yet again. I'm in the persistent level. I gotta go through my code again. I gotta go see what is the deal with this non-loading. Because it's something that is I think beyond my level of understanding. This might be a build error where I've got to rebuild the engine with Visual Studio. I don't know. I don't think that would have anything to do with anything. And so we'll have to work out a way of doing this here. This is again, one of the reasons that I want to get all of the functionality in before I start worrying about artwork. Because if you make a game that isn't fully functional, all the artwork in the world isn't going to save you. You've got to have that element up and running. So the build looks okay. Let's start by going through my level blueprint. So in level begin play, the first thing we're doing is getting the game instance. And we're binding that to the smooth load. See, if this is what's going wrong, this is the very first thing that I'm doing in the game. So this game instance thing, I'm using this all over the place in my game, and it's how I'm passing all of my variables from area to area, because I've got a lot of blueprints that have some information that need to pass that information on. So some really good examples of that. If I hit play here, some really good examples of that information that I'm passing from one area to another. Student name. This is one of the ones that's being passed. I've also got the student email address. This one. Email at address. Those two bits of information are being entered into UI. They're being entered into my widget here. And I need to get them out of the widget to be able to use them to email. And so what I'm doing is I'm passing them from the widget into my passing them into my game mode or my game instance. And that's what this is doing here, is it's getting the game instance. And then once I hit the play button, it also pushes me into the game, which again is using the game instance when I do things like look at a balloon. So looking at the balloon, this is a blueprint that's in my world, and when I click on it, this is another blueprint. We're actually looking at a second version of the balloon. You can't see the balloon behind it, but it actually is gone. And it spawns a new one. So that's a completely other blueprint. So in order for the balloon blueprint to tell the UI that shows up what is there, we need another communication path. And that's what I'm using some of these things for. So this totem number is what I'm passing through this node in from place to place. But I get the funny feeling like this is what's wrong. Now, if I don't use this, this doesn't work. And that's because this bind event is happening in here. There's my event. And so whenever I load the game, this pops into there and it does the smooth load. And what the smooth load is it makes sure that the screen stays black. And when the game is fully loaded, it then will fade in. And it gives me a loading screen while I'm waiting. And so this is one of the reasons why I know that the game actually is broken and that I'm not just stuck in a loading screen, is that my loading screen isn't present. Without a loading screen, it's pretty evident that my game isn't there. And so I've got to find this out. So I've been looking out online to try and see why a build would be black, but I haven't really found much. I found a lot of instances of Unity doing this, but not anything else. UE4 packaged game is blank, and we'll see what we can find. So I've been going through this, trying to find answers through Google, through anything that I can. I guess I don't need this to be full screen. It's awfully bright. So I'm trying to export a test scene using File Package Project Windows. This works great when I play in the editor or click the launch button, but packaging the project results in a black screen. Any reason why it's doing this? Also, how do I package a project 64-bit rather than 32 right now? It's only doing that. And there are new answers. Here's an answer here. You say packaging the project results in a black screen. I assume you mean that when you launch the packaged project, it opens in a blank screen. If that's the case, and so it sounds like you might not have a startup map configured in your project settings. And what you are seeing is an empty entry map. That would be nice if that was the case, because that's a really easy thing to fix. So if we go to project settings and I go to maps and modes, my persistent map, it is there. It is the default map when the game is played. Transition map and a server map. Okay, let me throw my map into these as well. It shouldn't matter. Neither one of those is something I'm using. We'll have a default server game mode. I'm not doing a server game mode. Okay, let's try that. That is a fairly minor thing to change. My build is gone again. I'm going to go back here. We'll save all. And we'll build again. That is the correct folder. So we'll let that go. We'll continue reading. You can verify this by activating the in-game command console bound to the tilde by default. If the console opens, you can type the following to load your new map. To change the default map, yeah, I know how to do that. Okay, so this guy says that fixed his problem. Did he see when was this posted? 14. So odds are this is not the issue I'm encountering. Even though it sounds like it, I do have an entry map listed. And so let's do that. This finished. The build was successful. So we're going to run the game again. And again, I'll try and open the console command. And indeed, we get nothing. And so it is just an empty blank world. So that's, guys, no good. So that's not the issue, which would have been lovely if it was. Let's try this one. Yeah, same deal. That's already set. No, 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 no. It doesn't sound. You're playing in lit mode. Everybody thinks the lights are off. Nobody's home. Oh. So that's worth giving a whirl. Project settings, temporal anti-aliasing in the render section. Is it his mom? Temporal, none. Let's give that a whirl. Save all. Save current. Did I delete my build? I did. Let's try another build. I'm game to try everything that these people are suggesting. If you guys have any ideas, by all means, throw them out here. Okay, build complete. Let's give this a whirl. It is not the temporal anti-aliasing. As easy a fix as that would have been. That ain't it. Man. Okay, let's go back. And run. Okay. None of that. And rat a pack of dogs. So it's definitely not the anti-aliasing. This guy is doing multiplayer stuff. Nothing to do with what I'm doing. So I'm wondering if any of my issues are packaging issues. Let's go take a look at the log again. No. Config files. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go and adjust the config files. They may be interest here. So I'm going to whitelist them. UE4 whitelist INI files. See how we go about doing that. So one of the INI files that is getting hit is is from the plugin. It's all Apple stuff. Well, one of them I know I can get rid of. Let me go and open up a new browser here to get there. So D, Unreal Projects, Cabin in the Woods. Config. So that's weird. My INIs are not here. Cabin in the Woods config. There's that one. That's the one from the plugin. But this one, engine config, it's no here. Yeah, this is very bizarre. My INI, there's no engine folder. That's going to come from the install of the engine. So let's go take a look at that. So I think it's installed here. Epic Games, UE425, engine. Boom, 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 boom. What am I looking for? I'm looking for config. And here is my back. So I'm just going to delete this file. It was a backup of my, hey Rich, it's a backup of my lighting presets. So I'm not too worried if I lose those. Okay, so that's good. Plugins. Okay, that should be good. We're gonna do another save all. I'm gonna do another build here with that backup lighting gone. See if this goes any better. I'm having a can of soda, and it's the, I haven't had one in a while. It feels like syrup in my mouth. So that's it for the build. Build's done. Yeah, build's done. Okay. Yeah, I know you're not open. Okay, so let's try and package again. Have it for myself. And we'll check over some of this code here. Those 2 warnings should be gone. Can't find map overview. Okay. So I think this is an issue. I think this might be the issue. So the plugin that I'm using for the interface for actually manipulating objects and interacting with them, this came with a ton of content. And a lot of that content I removed because I didn't want it or need it. And it's telling me here, cook results, warning, unable to find package for cooking this overview map. It's because I removed his maps. I don't want them. They're just going to bloat my project. But I'm wondering, see, these first 4 errors or warnings are all about his map. And these guys, which I don't care about. But this one is important. It's saying that it can't find these maps. So I'm wondering if somewhere there was something... Oh, they're not allowed to make anime, Rich. That is a big no-no in my character class. Because of George Brown, the character class is also an anatomy class. In an anime, they tend to not anatomy. No, they will not be making anime versions. They don't get to change the style of the characters. That I implement. You guys were kind of a special case. You were let off the rails more than any group of students I've had before. Okay, so it's overview, a map called overview. Right? Why did I close that? Output log. Maps overview. So I'm wondering if there's some reference in here to overview. No. Okay, I gotta go through the plugin and see. I can't delete that folder. It tells me that there's something wrong here. Oh, the meshes one went away. But I can't delete the maps folder. Which makes me think that there's something broken therein. Where's miscellaneous? There you are. Let's go turn on the redirectors. OPQR. Here. So maps is empty, but it cannot be deleted. Articles is empty. Sequences is empty. What are you? Okay, so this one is important. That's funny. This one is important. This is a post-process material that is being used for Anime is a style, and the problem with learning anything, with learning a very good um, a very good process, is that you should learn the process without stylization. You should learn the process getting the steps right. You gotta learn the rules before you can bend them, before you can break them. And so that's why it's all realism. Realism takes people's personal opinions out of the equation. You know, too many people learning how to do artwork hide behind style. You know, that's not how you draw a nose. Oh, well, I'm doing it stylistically. When you do realism, those arguments disappear, and you're now locked into just reproducing what is there. You can bend the rules once you have mastered them, once you understand them. But yeah, it's not a good thing to do anime right out of the gate. And that's not just anime. I particularly hate anime, but it's true for anything. Okay, so now this should be deletable. So the fact that this map folder is not deletable makes me think that there's some reference to it elsewhere. Third person HUD. Okay. I don't think that's being used anywhere. Let's see if we can find references. Okay, the blueprint is referencing it. Let's move this aside. Let's go take a look for HUD. Game HUD widget. Yeah, it's not it. Third person HUD. Okay, so that's where that's being used. So that file is of use. Takeable or not? What am I looking at here? This is my game mode. And this is all kinds of empty. Which is fine. That's fine too. It's just a struct. Are you with me? Okay, there's no reference to overview in that blueprint. Nor that one. I have a funny feeling that there's just a reference to What is this? It's the config file. Those are my materials. Unable to find package for cooking. Map overview. Feels like something that's got to be resolved. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? This may seem stupid, but I'm going to go into maps. Make sure I'm in the right folder here. Yeah, I'm going to go into maps. I'm going to make a new level, and I'm going to call it overview. See, that strikes me as a problem. So, it's saying it's having a hard problem with this map file. And so I figured I would make a map file, give it that name, and then it wouldn't have an issue. You cannot create an asset named overview because there is already a map file with this name in this folder. So that is of great importance. I'm going to save everything, close the shit out of this, and then we're going to go into content, this guy, maps, and sure enough, there's the map that would not delete. Fucking gone now, aren't you? And we'll delete the map folder too. Okay. Some broken build. Okay, it's gone now. I'm gonna hit build all. A heated debate on style? No. I don't often get into very large arguments with artists. Art is subjective, right? Art is one of those things that you might love Picasso. That has no bearing on whether or not Picasso was any good or if he was terrible. It just means that art speaks to you. And while what we do isn't the same as Picasso, there's still a subjective nature to it. In that, I hate anime. I think it is the most ridiculous thing in the world. But that doesn't take away from the fact that millions of people do like anime, and it is very, very successful. And so there's that kind of thing, right? There was a really good discussion that I had with a friend of mine when it came to music. Anyone who's been in my classes knows that I listen to music constantly in class, it's just, I love music. I'm listening to music right now. I have, for those of you that don't know, as a teenager, was very, very torn between visual arts and being a musician. And so anyway, I'm very, very fond of music. And I got into a debate with someone, or a discussion with someone, about the Rolling Stones. And this was someone that was saying that the Rolling Stones are absolutely garbage. Like, they suck beyond belief. And I took umbrage with this. This is not accurate. This is not true. Now, it's not that I like the Rolling Stones. I actually don't like them at all. But not liking something and saying that something is terrible are two very, very different things. The Rolling Stones have been around since the Beatles and have sold, billions of albums. That is not the hallmark of a terrible band. You may not like their music. It may not be the kind of music that you listen to, but that doesn't make it bad. And having this discussion with someone made it a lot easier for them to see that art is the same way, visual art is the same way. This didn't work either. That you may not like any one particular band. You may not like the kind of music they make, but, you know, it doesn't mean it's terrible stuff. So still a lot of yellow. Okay, so this error I'm not concerned about because that is the INI file. So I'm going to go and whitelist this file. No, Twilight's fucking terrible. That's not subjective. That's just fucking sparkly vampires, man. It's fucking terrible. How dare you, Bobby? Okay, I want to go in here. Unreal Projects, Cabin in the Woods. Okay. No. No? So default game INI config. Default game INI. Okay. I don't have a staging section here. Let's go and add one. Okay. Let's save that. That should correct that error. Let's kill my build again. The idea, Christian, and this is really the same thing with everybody's artwork. You need a portfolio that speaks to the studio you're going to. You know, if you're going to apply at Blizzard and you want to be on the Overwatch team, then don't do realism. Because that shows the studio you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right? It shows them that you don't know what they do. And so if you want to go work, you know, at Blizzard and make Overwatch games, then you submit artwork that looks like Overwatch artwork. And if you want to go work for Ubisoft, then you submit something that's got Tom Clancy's name on it. Like, you need to do things in the way that the studio you're applying to does them to show them you understand what they do and can fit in with what they do. That is one of the biggest issues I see with student portfolios is people are like, oh yeah, I want to show that I've got range and I'm going to do stuff all over the place. And what an art director sees when they see that is, man, this fucking kid's all over the place. He doesn't know what he's doing. And so, really important. Okay, so we're going to do another build. Same folder. Let's go check out the output log here as it goes. The skin from bone. Assets. Okay, so those are going to be the next ones. The MS ones. Those are my materials. These are the MS presets again. The I materials again. Then that sounds like a pretty good checklist, Bobby, my friend. Wow, okay. So that's way better in terms of the number of warnings. Cabin in the Woods content, MS presets. Now, I'm not using any of that stuff. So what say we go frickin' delete it? Content. MS presets. What's the fuck? MS presets. This is the Megascan stuff. Warning, asset has not been saved with empty engine version. Okay, so it's telling me that those presets, we can go play with those. MS presets. So it's telling me that this has not been saved with the latest version of the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manipulate these things and resave them. It's going to save my packages, and that's going to force the save to be this version of the engine. Yeah, well, that works, Bobby. Yeah, we'll post it everywhere, Rich, when it's going to happen. We haven't really talked too much about it, but it will be a thing. I'm living life like I should. They can't ever get it just because they don't get it, but I'll still with it. Do I recommend it? Now this red cap gets a rap from his critics. Do we always gotta fly? Life's just a blast. It's moving really fast. You better stay on top for life or kick you in the ass. Okay. So all of these things just need a save. I don't know why that's not enough to save them. But we'll see if this works. Now I know you want to hate me. Now I know why you hate me. Now I know why you want to hate me. Saving a metalness map that's just white texture. Nonsense nickel. Okay, everything's been saved. I'm going to hit save all. I'm going to do a build again. And where they keep it, it's kind of sad when you don't know the meaning, but everything happens for a reason. Okay, let's go clear the log. And build again. Let's go check our build. This is not... this is not fixing my problem. But at least if I have no warnings, I can rule that out. Hmm. Let's go see the log. So far, green and white. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow. Okay. And these are my materials. PC 3D SMS. Default material will be used instead. Well, that's it. I've got it down to just a couple of warnings here, which are actually all the materials I'm using on my character. And so we are going to go take a look at those and see what can't be done with those. So I'm just moving my logs over to window number 2 here, so I can both see where I'm going and the actual area here. Okay, so the first one, shared iMaterials Lacrimal. Oh yeah, these guys. Okay, so what I've done here, these textures, these materials, these aren't mine. These come from the Realistic Humans rendering system. I was using them on my character when I was just fucking around, and these ones are all broken, which is something that is going to need fixing. But because I'm not using any of them, I'm gonna delete them instead. And that should prevent them from causing errors. I just want to make sure that there weren't any in any other places. iMaterial, and then down. iMaterials, lacrimal, yeah. So everything else should be groovy. Yeah, that's fine. That's I don't think that function is supposed to look that way. We'll just go save it. Should be a black sphere. Okay. That's true too, right? You've got to, and this is true of any this is true of any studio, is that you, oh, hey, look at that, a bunch of my shit broke. Okay, so that's a problem. Oh man, I tell ya, it's one step forward and a kick in the pants. So these are the materials. Why is this broken now? Okay. Not broken. Linear color. What should be using linear color? Sampler, linear color. Should be color. See, all these little errors that shouldn't be errors. Okay, so one of these fucking things is linear color. Probably this one. Linear color should just be color. Okay, abort this. Out of the red she sang. Okay, why is this? I mean, it should be linear color. Like that. Okay, but then this one, oh, now it works. Okay, and my world is in color again? And my world is in color again. I'm fucking stupid. Texture streaming pool. Maps. Persistent. Save. Okay. That should be it. That should be every freaking little nuance of this thing. Did I lose my log? I lost my log. So, developer tools, output log, which I'm going to clear. I'm going to put it up here. So let's go do another build. Let's kill the old build. Now, I haven't been checking the builds. I've just been deleting them. Might as well squash all the errors that exist. So there should be nothing in this now but white and green. Which should be the end of any kind of error or warning in my project. Everything should just be golden now. Which, again, I'm not convinced is actually going to fix my project, but couldn't have hurt. That looks like that. Okay, build done. So that is a clean build. Not a single warning anywhere. All just straight and clean. Now, does that mean it's going to work? Probably not. I'll give it a whirl. And nope, it does not run. So I have no idea why this is happening. Let's go kill the build again. Now, one of the reasons I'm trying to get a build here to work is that I'd like to put it online and have a few of you people play it. Just so that I can test its performance on multiple computers. Yeah, what the hell is going on, man? I never really wanted you to see. You gotta get it running, Christian. Then you can play with it. I should have known. Okay, let's go back into the persistent level. Let me go into my levels. And let's hide. Locked and locked. That one should be locked too. Menu, ending, cabin. Just want to see what's actually in. Just actually in this world. Huh. That's really close to what I have, Rich. You're a little below where I am, which means you're not really all that good for testing. I need someone with weaker machines. Your machine's too good. I'll never be. Okay, I'm wondering if I should delete these things. This has got my widget interaction in it. This one definitely shouldn't be there. What the hell is in this one? Please just be empty. There's nothing in this. So you're gone. This one, however... Zune. Look at Microsoft. So this, I believe, is of importance. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this. Oh. Uh-oh. So I can't delete? There we go. Because it was variable. So let's see. I'm in the persistent level here. No, there's no install, dude. It'll just be a folder with a few files in it. I may rar it or zip it or 7-zip it or whatever, whip it. Okay, so this... Ooh. What is the deal here? What the fuck was that? Get rid of this. I seem to have the ability to break. Everything. See, my persistent level here, with nothing in it, makes me think that that's what's happening. That my persistent level... That my persistent level is running, and there's nothing in it, and it's not loading my other levels. Okay, so that is important. The console commands work, which means I am in game. UE4 console command load level. Let's see if I can force it to swap maps. Okay, let's try this. It did nothing. Come on. Well, there's good news. The good news, if you hadn't seen it, is that my game is running at 400 frames a second. The bad news, ain't nothing there. Come on. I'm still looking up the console command here. Oh, it's going to be pretty specific. Okay. Open. So that seems to do it. So that's what's going on. So that's good news. I know what the problem is. Okay. So that's... I know what the problem is. The problem is it's not loading the maps in the right order. That my persistent map, which is the map I'm currently in, you can see I can't show it. Let's go to levels. No, damn it. Levels. So my persistent map is a map that contains all my other maps. Which are these things here? I'm going to try and unlock them. I'm going to go and save each of them. So it looks like the persistent level is not going to work as an entry-level map. And then I might have to change that. I'm going to launch it again here. And let's see if this works. Now, I still was not getting a console command in the standalone. So this appears to be the same issue. Yeah. So that's exactly what's going on. Okay, if I'm in the persistent map now, blueprints, open the level blueprint. That cast is failing. That's what's happening. So maybe what I'm going to do... Oh, maybe what I'll do is put this in the menu map. But that's what the issue is. It's loading the persistent map, and the persistent map is not actually booting into the game. Okay, well here's a really quick fix before I go and break anything again. Let's go to Maps and Modes. And let's swap from persistent to menu. Okay. Let's go break. It's already gone. It is a little bit of a relief having a clean build. So what this should do is it won't load in the beginning. It will instead, we'll see LOD popping of my menu as it pulls into place. Which actually there shouldn't be much. Oh no, there should be. There's a ton of stuff here. So we're going to see LOD popping, but it shouldn't be bad. And if that's the case, what I'll do is I'll move the persistent level code into the menu code. And I'll just disregard the persistent level. We'll use it as a staging ground. And I believe that would fix everything. If I'm not mistaken. We can go see. So this should be it. This should run. Okay, so there's an issue. I can't play. Oh, because that's going to the persistent level. There's something down here. Okay. Okay, we're on to something. Okay, let's move the code out of persistent. Which is this. And we're going to move it into the menu section. Put it here. So I think this should work. Move this over. I have to look into that. Okay, so this goes in here. This is going to load the menu. It doesn't need to load the menu. Okay, cast to the game instance. Smooth load. Loading screen is valid. If it's valid, smooth load. Issue widget, load it. Put it in there. Okay. Get rid of him. I should be able to pop this in here. Right. All kinds of errors. Oh, these are all my... Duh. Let's take this guy. And... It is a variable. Can I not make a variable out of this? Create variable. And then same thing with this. Okay, no compile errors. Now, we're going to save all. We're going to go back into persistent. Go back into the level blueprints. And let's just break this. I'm not going to destroy it, because if this breaks things further... Okay. So there's some funny stuff going on. Fades out, fades in. And the character is there. Both of the things are fine. I can deal with that. But it looks like it may work. So I gotta go into menu. I am in menu. We're gonna go back into level blueprints. So I'm gonna walk through the logic here. Let's separate this. This is my smooth load. And then this is menu setup. Now, it's not actually hitting the end of this, which is interesting because remove player. So that's not actually happening. Let's put a stop point on this. How to break point, compile. Okay, no, totally is getting to the end. Okay, so it is doing it. That's fine. Toggle breakpoint. Okay, on begin play, we get our game instance. We bind the event smooth load, which means whenever smooth load gets fired, it's going to pop into here. Is the loading screen valid? If it's not valid, create the loading screen. Set that to be the loading screen. Smooth load level, none. That's an issue. And then fade in. Okay. Why is it fading out? I don't want it to fade out. Event smooth load. Fade in. Current level should be menu. So this may not work in here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this from here. And put this back. Make sure this works again. Okay, in persistent, where I've broken my smooth load. We'll rerun the smooth load. May your wishes all come true. So I'm wondering if I just need a blank level that I call entry. May you stay forever young. Okay, I think that's what I might do. May you grow up to be true. May you always do truth and world light surrounding you. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Little design on the fly here. Forever young. Okay. How big is this? $7.95. $4.95. And always be, may your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the wind of changes shift. Always be joyful, may your song always be strong. May you stay forever young. Okay, so let's do a couple of things here. So I'm gonna do a loading screen, which I think would be nice to be able to resize this larger. It's not going to happen. Okay, so let's make another layer. We'll set this one to be a multiply. Let's see if I can go do this. Oh, I hate you, Photoshop. A little bigger. This is a JPEG, so it's got all kinds of artifacting in it, which, you know, it's why you don't use JPEGs. But this was being used for marketing information and other stuff like that. I use it on my Patreon, and the watermark that you're watching right now And so what I want to do is I want to use it as a title page on this little project. Okay. I think that's going to work. I'm going to merge this down. I'm going to select out here. I'm going to select. That's really not a good selection. Tolerance. Let's bring the tolerance up. Okay, that'll be better. I'm not going to be able to get away with too much of an increase in resolution in this. What's the actual size of this? Okay, it's not a terrible resolution. Hate everything about you. There's a little blip. An E here I don't like. Switch over to the pen. Seal. Some say I got a bad attitude, but that don't change the way I feel about you. And if you think your smile will bring me down, look again, 'cause I ain't wearing no frown. Okay. Let's clean it up. I don't want any of the surrounding uglies. So let's do a select, modify, expand. Let's just do a singular pixel and delete. And I think what I'm going to do to try and clean that border up a little bit is to make another ellipse underneath. Okay, we'll merge this down. I can see a little bit more orange peeking through there, but that's not to worry about. Let's draw my tolerance around here. No, not drop it. Raise it. Raise it. I hate everything about you. That's not gonna work. How about just increase some levels? Okay, that'll work a little bit. I can work with that. Just think about it. You'll get it. Just think about it. Okay, then we'll go and peel my color back a little bit. Not you. You. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to save this. You know what I'll do? I'm going to put my website underneath. My YouTube. Website or YouTube? Anybody got input? When I'm letting go of you and me, we're... Hey, that's getting bright. Just about it. And still you leave, and I can't believe all the bullshit that I find. when I'm letting go of you. Thank God it's over. Website. The funny thing is, my YouTube channel gets way more traffic than my website does. And so I'm thinking of using that. Diana. I think that's why I want to go that route. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Feeling with me, if you kept fucking with me, you'd see it's over. What the fuck's my text tool? Body's the same. If you kept fucking with me, you'd see it's over. Just think about it. You'll see. Just think about it. You'll get it. That's got to be inverted. Actually, I should invert the... No, I'll leave that. I'm going to invert the coin too, I think. Okay, let's do text. It's going to be on a black background, which is why... going the white route works better. So what it's going to look like in the end, if I put a... It's going to look like that. So I lose the outer ring of this thing, which I did to make it look smoother. And so if I go and invert this, and then invert that color. There's some uglies in here too. God, I hate you, JPEGs. This was so clean. You know what I should have done was saved a PSD version of this. I must have a higher resolution. I don't even have the folder open. I'm going to go see what I've got here. I branded myself with this iconography, which I really do like. Yeah, it's not in there. How about... Excuse me. It does not appear as though I have anything better than this. So let's get rid of that blue stripe, and then should be good to go. Where's my magic wand? I lost it. Faith and misery. Okay, so what I'm going to do, magic wand. New layer. Select, modify, expand, 2 pixels, white. Okay. Hey, man. Let's do this black. Kill the color in it. From the hollow lies. Okay, and then we'll see what we can do about making this look a little bit better. Let's look at it full size. Yeah, no, that's going to be fine. Just going to put it in the middle of the screen while it's loading. I'm in the right place. I'm not in the right place. D. Projects. Cabin in the Woods. Images. We'll call this Turner badge. There we go. So bring this in. We're going to go change it to be UI so that it doesn't get manipulated too poorly. Okay, now with that, just realized I was wearing my tinted glasses and my colors are probably all broken. So I'm going to go to maps and I'm going to make a new map called entry. From the hollow lies. I'm going to switch over to this. Yeah, sure, save everything. And this is just blank, which is exactly what I want. So let's go into here. Blueprints, level blueprint. We're going to copy all of this. That's my widget. That's why this didn't work in the menu. My loading screen. Oh, it's not actually pointing at anything. Am I setting the loading screen somewhere? Set loading screen. Right here. Yes, with my widget. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to copy all of this. We're going to go back to entry. Okay, now before I build, create a variable for that, which was loading screen. Create a variable for that. I think that's all of them. And then there's just this guy. Okay, no errors in this. I'm missing a variable. I'm missing two variables that are not in use. Okay, let me kill this. And go back to entry. Ah, damn it. Not saving actually killed everything that I'd done. Okay. We need a variable for this. For this. Create variable. Create variable. No errors. Load menu. So this is exactly the issue that I'm having. Oh, wow. Okay. I think I'm going to do this in a completely different way. Where's my widget? Main menu. When I hit play, begin button, play button. Okay, when the play button is clicked, we get that. We get the information. We smooth load Cabin in the Woods, and then we remove the UI. Okay. So menu's going to load Cabin in the Woods. Mine menu, I'm in menu. So if I hit play, bunch of stuff, play. You're not actually doing anything. I think I missed something. In my maps, in persistent, I think there is a... Oh, there's no. I thought there was an event dispatcher. That has to be in here. Entry. Okay, let's delete everything from entry for now. Let's load persistent again. Window. Levels. I don't care about level colors. Okay. I think we have something. So blueprints, no, settings. I want to go to project settings, maps and modes, and I should be able to put this back on persistent level now. Advanced lighting. Man, there's a lot of extra fucking shit in here. So on the startup content. Okay. Save all. We'll hit a build. While it's building, we'll go check out the folder. Make sure the build folder is empty. I think this should work. I hit play. I'm in the persistent. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Menu. That's not there. I don't like that little hiccup at the beginning. Okay. It seems to work here with the fact that I think the map shouldn't load first. So if I go to levels, I don't think the menu needs to load right away. Or it shouldn't be visible. Yeah. Okay. Loads, level, pick something up. Loads, level, done. Okay. Just realized my inbox is going to fill up because I've been picking shit up. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Fuck. Okay, I'm going to do another build, and then I'm going to pump this out as an EXE, and I'm hoping that's actually it, that this will be playable now. We'll see. Who the hell knows? Yeah, it happens. A lot of people, Christian, I get the distinct impression, come here while they're working on things and just kind of put me on in the background. I have one of those soothing type voices. Or maybe my constant fucking up here is keeping people awake and allows them to work longer. I don't know. Well, there's only always a handful of people here that it would be nice if AVG allowed me to put this. Give me a pass on this. Yeah, I don't have an AVG thing here. Oh, ba-da-da. So still the same issue. It's stuck in the persistent level. I'm wondering if one of my blueprints isn't firing off. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if it's going through here and this is failing. There, that'll do it. We'll see at least if it fails. If I get a build. But if I can't run, I mean, I can run directly into the menu. That's not an issue, I suppose. I'm not using the persistent level for anything anymore. Other than level streaming. Yeah, I'm the same way, Bobby. Ian and I have been doing that for quite some time. He and I actually, we do it on weekends every now and then, where he'll just sit at his computer if I can tug him away from his better half. But it's also, time that I can get away from my kids if I can. Okay. So let's see if this works. Loading screen, and I'm in. Okay, so that's exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's failing on my game. I found the error. It's in the persistent levels, level blueprint. It's the game instance. I can't... It's this. This is not firing off. That doesn't explain why play doesn't work. Okay, let's delete these guys. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm just going to recreate them again. Game instance. And then from the game instance, we are going to cast to my game instance, where if it is successful, and I'm in the event graph. I've had this error before, and I don't recall what fixed it. So that's new. Trying to call get player controller. It might just be that I ended the game before it can actually load. Because I quit here. And I think now if I quit, I won't get the error. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Means I don't need this open. So this is the issue. This is not firing off. We won't die. Cast to game instance. I don't have anything about the bind this. Okay. Why are you failing? Okay, let's do a quit here. Okay, so that's obviously not failing here. Because I can walk around and do what I'm supposed to be doing. However, so I think I'm onto something here. It's definitely not failing in the editor, but it's failing in the build. And that confuses me. Hmm. Okay, let's go try this. Now that I've made a change. Crapped out. Okay, so that's good news. That means that that cast is failing. Why is the cast failing? What am I in? I'm in a level blueprint. Cast to game instance fails in level blueprint. I'm just wondering if maybe I have to put this in something that's not a level blueprint. Okay, default game instance. Let me make sure. I'm in persistent, and that looks right. And it's in persistent where it's failing. Project settings. Maps and modes. The game instance is my game instance. Look who's laughing now. Okay. I'm missing something here. I'm going through the documentation for level streaming. Ow. I'm just a step away. There's not a lot here. Mm-hmm. Whoa, you guys are chatting it up. What's going on? Raybrook, sorry. I didn't even notice you coming in, dude. I've been so focused on this bullshit. Trying to get this shit working. I'm getting close, I feel. Um, oh, this is working. Hmm. So this works. I'm lost. There doesn't seem to be any reason why this is not working. No, it's me, dude. I am struggling to figure out why the hell this is not working. Yeah, they're pretty serious, man. They are pretty serious. They don't fuck around, that's for sure. Although I haven't, the contracts that I've signed have been pretty, they've just been short-term contracts as of late. Not since I started out of school. You know, they're not really all that major. Yep, I hear ya. The biggest contract I ever signed was with Scholastic. It was 60 pages worth of legalese, and I had to initial every page and sign every section that they had outlined and whatnot. And it was in frickin' tense. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try and do. Bypass that. This is all completely working in here. I'm going to save everything and do another build. I don't know why this is being the pain in the arse that it is. Make sure I permanently delete that. Let's see what we can do here. Package for Windows. And tell ya. PC part auction. No, that wasn't quite correct. There was no PC part auction. No, when I met my wife, I was at a studio, and they were on the verge of shutting down, and so I found myself at a crossroads. I couldn't work in Ontario, and she being a teacher, could only work in Ontario, and so we were kind of at this crossroads of together or not together. Yeah, that was a game studio, Bobby. They closed down. Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, it wasn't a PC part place. It was a game studio that was shutting down. Okay. Here comes the magic. This is going to be it. I got a feeling deep in my cockles. Loading. I get my menu. Oh. I see what you're doing there, Bobby. I see what you're doing. Anyone who's here who's a former student of mine, they know the story. Okay. So that much works. The menu is working, the loading is working now. But it's not allowing me to interact with the interface. Main menu. So this button in here is not working. And again, it's this casting to the casting that's not working. The story about working at a studio that shut down and then having the opportunity to go with a gentleman who was heading out west to start a new studio. And I turned it down to stay with me lovely wife. And have that studio end up being marginally successful. It's like week 1 of every course I've ever taught. So this is failing now. It seems like every cast to game instance is failing. Why fail here? Doesn't make any sense. So again, I can test this by spitting out quit game. Okay. Damn it, why do I keep closing this goddamn thing? Obviously, I need it open. Okay, let's see if this works. So it's all my casts that are failing. I can't cast to the game instance. I can't think of why. We'll see you, Bobby. Have a good night, my friend. I'm not going to last too much longer here either. I'm running out of steam and nothing is working for me. See you, Mike. I'm enlisting the help of a programmer here. Hmm. Okay. In conversing with the programmer here, I seem to have been able to get the answer I was looking for. And it's a mistake that I made that I need to fix. I'm going to try and do a build here. I know it's not exactly the way that I want it, but I want to just see if it is possible to play the whole damn thing. Okay, survey says. Huh. We get nothing. Hmm. That's what I changed. No. Let's delete the entry map. I'm not using it for load persistent. Not here. Instant level blueprint. That. do a debug mode. Debug build. Here, let's go to. That was useless. This is killing me. God damn it. It's not what I do. Let's try and redo this again. This is killing me. Works in the editor. I'm gonna try a launch and see if that does anything different. Yep. Just completely fails that first cast. Doesn't make any sense. If I go into, where am I? My persistent level here. How much for going to bed? I go to my level blueprint. Doesn't make sense. Game instance is here. Okay, persistent. Yeah, save selected. Yes. Menu, yes. Ending. Yes. In the woods, yes. All of them are good. Okay. Okay. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me. I'm frustrated with this not working. The inconsistencies that I'm getting with the project. And so I'm going to call it a night for tonight and see what I can do about hitting this again tomorrow evening. And so, yeah, we'll see you then.